This is a portable DVD player. I think that it is the best CD player for you. Yes, CD player, not a DVD player. I know it sounds completely backwards, but bear with me. I'm not calling it the best CD player ever, I'm just calling it the best one for you. At least assuming that you're like me, a Gen Z or millennial, depends on who you ask, who lives in an increasingly smaller apartment without the space for a full stack of hi-fi separates. Now first, let me give you a little bit of history. In 1996, Toshiba released the first DVD player for the home. It was about the size of your VCR and it would plug into your CRT TV, which you'd have in your living room. Or if you were fancy, you could have it plugged into a rear projection display, which I've only ever seen one of those. It was in a console repair / game party place for kids, where they had one set up that you could rent out for a couple of hours for a PlayStation party. I just checked on Street View. Now they call it a Fortnite party rather than a PlayStation party, which really doesn't have the same ring to it. But they are still there, which, good for them, that's good. Anyway, enough of that tangent, let's get back to the point. So came miniaturization, as it came for everything. We had portable CD players, which fit into a very large pocket. We had portable games consoles, which were a decade behind the full fat ones, but they were portable. And by that point, even phones went from something that you could fit into your car to your backpack into finally you could fit them in your pocket. So of course, DVD players had to follow that same trend of miniaturization. It was a race that Panasonic won in 1998 with the L10, or so-called the Palm Theater. One, because it fit into your palm, and two, it had about the same quality as your home theater. It didn't keep up with a full-on movie theater, those were still 35mm film, and we only just about caught up to that with 4K TVs recently. Although if you're streaming, you're not getting that full 4K quality anyway, so really this hasn't fallen that far behind in the last 30 years. This first Palm Theater cost over $1,000, weighed nearly a kilo, and it had a 2-hour battery which took nearly 8 hours to charge up to full. Now this is one of the few technological advances that I'm appreciative of. Even laptops couldn't do this until a few years into the 2000s, and when they finally could, they were huge, heavy, and not something that you would want to carry around with you. It was so popular as a way to watch movies on planes that, now here comes my favorite part of its history, you could rent these out in airports from a company called In Motion Pictures, presumably only in America, as I couldn't find any articles about it being in any other country. They had kiosks in airports where you could rent it out and presumably drop it off at the next airport. They also made a deal with Blockbuster so you could rent out movies for your flight for $5. This was very much a toy for the international businessman who could fork out over $1,000 to watch movies just by themselves. I did come across a few forum posts which talked about the reaction that people would get when they brought this onto the airplane, which was of awe and amazement. So imagine the exact opposite reaction you would get now if you were seen watching a movie with a VR headset on an airplane. Which brings me to my actual argument now. We all live in increasingly smaller spaces now, at least most of us do. So a full stack of hi-fi separates and a full-size CD player is a bit of a stretch for us. Now, I'm not saying that's not the way to go. If you have the space for it, that's awesome. Do it. But most of us are working with a small space. So we have a small amplifier, like my Harman Kardon Citation amp here, and either some bookshelves or your desktop for your speakers. The idea of putting a full-size CD player starts to feel like a stretch, if it's even possible. It isn't really for me. But a portable DVD player is small, a stack of about 4 or 5 CDs. You could put it anywhere. Now remember CD/DVD combo releases? In the early 2000s, when CD sales started falling, as we started either buying music online or sailing the seas, labels started putting in bonus content, behind the scenes, music videos into their album releases, just in a hope that we give them a bit more money. I bet that if you did have a CD player, you wouldn't be able to read that bonus content anyway. Laptops and desktops having come with a disk drive in at least a decade now. Mine certainly hasn't. Even games consoles now come with a disk drive as the optional extra, and even if you did get one now, I watched TechMoan video where it showed that you can't even play a CD on a PS5, so who knows if you can even play a DVD on those. This is why I have this 2-decade-old laptop. It has a PCM-CIA card, which I use with a SCSI adapter for this Nikon CoolScan from the 90s, and now also for DVDs, as those are legacy now as well. If your amplifier has a digital input, a portable DVD player is great because most of them have a digital output, so you can skip the built-in DAC and let your amplifier do the conversion. In theory, this will give better sound, but in practice I don't bother with this, I just use the line out. Now, I might just be making this up, but I would think that the internal DAC is more than good enough for CD playback because they were made to handle Dolby and THX for DVDs. So in theory, it should be just fine for your CDs. But that's just like my opinion. And now onto the look of them. Portable CD players are fine. The very early ones, they're great. I love the way that the D50 Discman looks. And the later ones, they started looking like a pumped up CD, which I get, it fit into a pocket better, but these portable DVD players just look so much better. They have screens, they have speakers, they look very cool in a hipster, I'm the only one that knows about this kind of way. Especially the first few generations of these Panasonic portable DVD players, which have the shape of a stack of CDs rather than a stack of DVDs. Having them be DVD shaped makes more sense, I mean that's what they do. But these first few are so much cooler looking. I bet if you took one of these onto an aeroplane today, you would get the same reaction as people did in the 90s, like, yeah, that is cool. They even come with a remote, at least these Panasonic ones do. I know it's slightly silly, given that the point of them is that you can watch movies in the palm of your hand, but they were also designed to be basically a replacement for a full-size DVD player that you also had the advantage of being able to take with you. It's also redundant for the point of my video, which is that we don't have space anymore, so it's probably always going to be within reach. I know mine is always within reach. Now, I do have a Xiaomi phone, so if I ever do walk away and forget to turn it off, I can just open my phone and press 4 or 5 buttons and turn it off like that, but it's always quicker to just take the 2 steps back to it and turn it off like that. Now, this is very specific to this very first Panasonic L10. It has an LCD display in the front. It's very basic. When you're playing a CD, it only shows you the track number and the elapsed time, but it is there and it's very cool. And afterwards they changed their mind and never put it on anything ever again. And these things are relatively extinct. I bet there isn't a single person on this earth walking around with a portable DVD player in their backpack. The idea of it was killed by tablets and then phones, but you can find lots of them on eBay, usually in very good condition, unless it's been seriously mishandled. You can still find new ones, but they're not manufactured by any brands you would have heard of. All of them are probably for kids in an attempt to raise them, not glued to a tablet, which is good. You probably don't want their brain cells wired to instant gratification anyway. So there's something I think people respond to with owning a format that's long gone. I know records are making a comeback because of the huge picture, and even CDs are coming back now because you get to actually own them. It's not a streaming license that can get taken away from you at any time. And the price. Being the first of something usually means that you're going to be paying a collector's premium. These things came out at around $1,300, but now you can find them at less than 10% of that price. Actually, 10% of that would be very expensive. Most of mine I got for around 20. But they are rare, so they don't show up very often. But for something that is the first of something, it's a very remarkable lack of a collector's tax, which might not last for long. And if you do want to use this for playing movies on DVD, the screen on this, even this very first one, it's incredible. Now, the cheaper budget ones might not be as good, but this L10 here has an incredibly good screen. The blacks are black, it has good contrast, it's even bright enough. Of course, you can't compare this to a modern OLED TV, but compared to anything else, it's pretty good. Even have an S-video port so that you can get the full DVD quality. Now, you would probably need a HDMI adapter for it, which I haven't done, so I don't really know how good it is, but I know that it's the best it could possibly be. Plus, they even have analog video input, so if you want to get a games console from before the days of HDMI, you could use it with this. It's a very niche and tiny screen use case, but it is there if you want to do it. The only bad thing about it is that the speakers are terrible. I am comparing apples to oranges here, this being the orange and Apple being the apples, who must have stolen some kind of alien technology for their speakers. A little bit like Velcro. So comparing this to an iPad is very much unfair. But the point of this video is that you should use these with an amplifier, so the speakers are irrelevant if you're going to be using it with speakers or headphones. So the portable DVD player. Once the future of personal entertainment, which quickly became the present, and now it's the nearly forgotten past. They're small enough to fit into your tiny room. They have digital output if you find the sound lacking. They even play the bonus DVDs that came with albums in the early 2000s. They have video in. They have S-video out. In my opinion, they look really cool. They're becoming increasingly rare, and they are very cheap. I really think that these are the best CD player for you in your small space. If you do end up on eBay looking for them, the early ones look cool, and the later ones usually still have all the accessories like the remotes and the cables. So get multiple, they don't take up much space. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps.